start using Riverside, the listeners will thank you. And me.
An example.
That's a good. That's a good line.
But I'm talking about the mental framing. If a woman gets with a man and his frame is correct, that woman over a long enough period of time has the same political views, likes the same music, likes the same movies, has the same friends as him, watches the same things on YouTube, the same Netflix shows. If you see a woman who loves that man, doesn't she do everything the man does? So if that man truly believes and can explain to her in a sensible way, look, I love you, I take care of you, I pay your fucking rent, you're living with me, that bitch, fuck that bitch. Who cares? I fucked her, so what? Who gives a shit? She ain't here. She ain't living in the fucking penthouse. Shut up. Eventually she's gonna be like, okay, well, as long as those girls don't live with you, they absorb their man's frame.
Wait, but
that's the frame.
Hold on though. So what if your girl comes home, same scenario, and goes, yo, your dick is bigger. That's not gonna make you happy though.
Bro. Okay, so this argument is one I've heard so many trillion times. They say, well, if you can do that, why can't the woman do that? And I can answer it in so many different ways.
Give your harshest way.
I can give
the harshest way is that men and women are not the same. The harshest way is that men and women are not the same. Right? A woman's able to choose multiple men when she's a young age, right? And you have to be able to build your value to be able to even get to that point. You understand? So it is what it is. We're not the same.
My harshest way is that it goes against the will of God and nature. It goes against the way of man. For the longest period of human history, men had more than one woman. Every king, every sultan, read the Bible, read the Quran. In most of the world today, men still have more than one woman. Never in history, in any book ever, in any civilization since the dawn of human time, have promiscuous women been celebrated, ever. They have been frowned upon in every single society ever. The main reason is because of paternity. Because what happens is if I have 5 girlfriends and they all get pregnant, we know who the 5 mothers
the guys
are.
are in town?
Thank you. And we know who the 5 fathers are.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, the father sure. For the 5 kids. So you know who the kids belong to.
Yeah.
If you have a woman who's sleeping with 5 dudes, when she gets pregnant, nobody knows who the fucking kid belongs to. Now, the DNA test might be able to fix that, modern science, right? But there's a whole bunch of modern science has to work with the devil. That shit's new. Humans, evolutionarily, grew up until the 1950s, 1960s, where none of that shit was doable. You had to know who the mother and the father was. You had to have a virgin. That's why they celebrate virginity in most of these places on the planet. They can't afford DNA tests. If she ain't a virgin, I don't know as a fact I'm the father. So I ain't gonna fucking deal with her shit. That's why virginity is so important in most of the world to this day. So to come along and say a woman can do it too is disgusting in the eyes of God and in the eyes of nature. You can come along with science and somehow then try and fix it and prove it.
So God just wants the boys to just run through chicks.
God wants the warriors out here.
God's looking down right now and he's like, boys, I just want you to run through chicks.
God wants the men, the masculine males of earth.
God isn't saying that he wants us to run through chicks, but he's saying that depending on how the economy is, he doesn't mind us having more than one wife at a time. You feel what I'm saying? But when a woman does it, he shames upon it because it's seen as promiscuous. It's the same way they shame upon it in current society, right?
To reproduce, create his warriors. God needs warriors.
What parable is that in?
It's Tate 15.
Okay, I'll search it up.
Look it up.
Wait, so
God needs warriors.
New Testament?
New and old, I'm everywhere, bro. Okay. I'm around. You just read the book, G. I'm in there somewhere. You'll see it. And you go, that sounds like Tate. He probably wrote that one. Luke. Nah, that wasn't Luke. That was Tate, that one.
How about, what about, have you ever dated a girl that makes more money than you?
That's impossible.
It's possible. What do you mean? What if when you finally go to the US, you're in LA, and Kylie Jenner pulls up on you, and she's like...
She's still not richer than me.
She's richer than you.
Nah.
She is.
But I'm rich in ways beyond money. You're thinking in numbers.
No, I'm talking financially.
Then I guess I'm gonna have a very good life, aren't I?
Would you ever date a girl that's richer than you?
Fuck yes. Why not?
Would you let her pay bills?
I spent most of my life dating girls who were richer than me. Like for a long time, I had no money, and I'd date a bitch and she might have more money than me. That was no problem for me because I was still in control. I was still in charge. Masculine frame is not all about money. The idea that it's all money is not true at all. Right? I did very, very well in my life when I had no money, and I was a professional fighter, and I was on the way up, and I was fighting, and I didn't really have that much money. I did fine.
So what if you're...
there are dudes in New York right now selling CDs on the street with like 4 girlfriends, and they're just tearing through pussy. Everyone knows it. They're
Even the
fucking
CD
everyone's wife
guys?
on the slide. They're doing fine. So it ain't just about
But then
money.
what leverage do you have over them if you're not taking care of them? Like, what if Kylie Jenner's like, what the fuck? Like, you're on my jet. It's bigger than yours.
So I'm confused. Did they just call Tate to this podcast to try to interrogate him? I feel like they're just listening to talk instead of listening to understand. That's the problem here.
Like, you can't fucking cheat on girls now.
If I'm
or
on
would
that,
you just dip at that point?
if I'm on that jet, it's my jet.
Oh my
It's your jet?
Oh my God.
If I'm on her jet, then it becomes my jet.
What if it says Kylie Skin on the outside
Doesn't
of the
matter
jet, though?
because if she's my chick,
Do you
then
make her pull out the decal?
No, she can keep it. But if she's my chick, then she's mine. So her things are now mine. It's my jet, my house. This is my jet. Young lady, sit down. Be quiet. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. I fucked Hannah Montana, whoever. It's gonna be okay. Like, so there might be some celeb beef there. But it's not just about money. I want people to understand it's not just about money. Because I have money is not the reason I say these things. Frame in and of itself is not just about cash.
But do you think you could pull that off with a boss bitch, is what I'm saying?
Well, this is interesting, right? So now we can apply this to the things I've been saying.
That'd be a true test.
Now we can apply this to the things I've been saying. Someone like Kylie Jenner is far more difficult to replace because
Right.
she's more scarce.
Right.
So then she would be able to turn around and try and play the same game back with me. I'm not saying that it's all a game and it's all just like a chess match and those kind of things. I'm saying these are the basics of human dynamics and human nature. And that someone like Kylie Jenner can have anyone on the planet and there's only one of her. I want to actually say something quickly before we go into this. I'm new to being big on the internet. I really don't even know what Kylie Jenner looks like. Wait, is Kylie Jenner
That's
a dude?
cap.
Is
Yeah,
that
that's
a dude?
cap. That's cap.
Is Kylie Jenner the
That's
dude?
huge cap.
Is Kylie Jenner a guy?
You have to be capped.
That's
Caitlyn.
a huge cap.
Who's the guy?
You just brought up
Caitlyn.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, but who's the dude one?
Caitlyn.
Oh, okay, fuck, thank God. I thought you were setting me up.
That's the hottest
I thought you
one.
were setting me up saying I'm talking about dude. All right, okay. Kylie Jenner.
Kylie's like slightly less hot than Caitlyn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, obviously it would be a slightly different dynamic. But I'm not saying that. But who is she dating now? I don't
Travis
know.
Scott.
Okay, is he loyal?
I don't know. I think he dogs.
Probably not.
He probably dogs.
What do you think? Do you know who Travis Scott is?
I don't know any of these. I don't know these people. So I don't know these people. But what I'm saying is that at a certain level of masculine frame, I think most women are kind of like, don't tell me about it. I don't want to know about it. Just do your thing. Please love me. I love you back. Boom. And most women will agree with this. I say this to girls all the time because I say these things and girls say, my man would never cheat. My man doesn't cheat, blah, blah, blah. I say, go into his room and demand to see his phone. And no matter what excuse he gives you, don't buy it. Demand to see it.
Why do you want that, though? Why would you do your boys like that?
No, because exactly. Why'd you do your boys like that? Because what's on the phone?
Huh?
What's on his phone?
Probably some shit that
Some
she doesn't want to see.
some bitch.
Yeah.
So every man's doing it anyway. So every woman knows it, and the reason she doesn't demand to see his phone because she'll want to have her illusions shattered.
Do you think that that's fair for her to want to see the phone and get to see it?
Fuck no, I tell her to fuck off. But I'm just saying that women know truthfully because if they truly want to find out, they could, and they don't want to find out. They want to just pretend.
Can I ask you something about the body count thing? About having chicks have their body counts on their foreheads?
No, you have to explain it first. Explain it be a professional, young
I
man.
will, sorry.
Be a professional. We're on one of the biggest podcasts in the world. So please explain
He's new to the
podcast.
he's new to the pod too. By the
Oh,
way,
I'm not
so.
new.
Explain to the podcast
You're still
what
on
I
trial
said.
a bit.
Wow, yeah, probably with this guy.
Yeah.
You said you had to have girls had to have lines for each body that they've had on their
That's not
forehead.
even what I said.
No, you said it would, if girls would have the number of body count or whatever they have on their head, it'd make everything way easier.
How so?
But how would it be displayed?
I didn't know exactly what you said after that, but I know it was.
I'm here on this podcast, you guys. You don't even understand what I said. I'm upset.
Because we want the audience to know, so we need you to dive into it.
I said that a lot of the world's problems could be fixed if women walked around with their body counts on their foreheads. I didn't say lines.
Sorry.
And
What
it's
would be
fine.
fixed? Like world hunger?
Everything will be fixed, bro. I'm talking
why?
about society at large could benefit from that scenario.
What
How
does that?
so?
What does that fix?
Because you have to extrapolate it. You have to extrapolate it and look at it the meta point. If women can't just sleep with anybody and everybody because they're going to be known for it and shamed for it, they're going to be very, very selective with who they sleep with. If they're very, very selective, then men are going to have to be very, very, they're going to have to be very, very hardworking and very, very dedicated to becoming a man worth sleeping with. So now men are going to be more honorable. Men are going to try harder. Men are going to be more interested in making sure that they're a person who's upstanding in society. Women are going to be very selective who they choose. They're more likely to stick with a guy through thick and thin. They don't.
They're basically gonna do the things that they're supposed to do from the time. I agree with Andrew Tate. If a woman were held accountable for the people she slept with, right, but she gives you the access, right, then you wouldn't see a lot of these children that are end up becoming born that become thieves, scammers, finessers, trappers, all of those things. All of those things, you know what I'm saying? And this is exactly how people people get killed and die. So he definitely brings up a good point.
Don't add a new number to their head. Families will return. Families are an extension. Families are an extension of society as a whole, right? It's family, then it's town, then it's city, then it's state,
that makes somewhat sense.
No,
then
I
it's the
disagree.
country.
They should make a Black Mirror episode about that.
They should try it.
I disagree.
Of course you disagree.
But I'll tell you why.
Tell me why.
Because it's different. Like, if you're looking for a one-night stand, and one chick has 3 bodies and one chick has 50, the chick with 50 is going to give you a way freakier night than the chick with 3. So I'd maybe go with the girl with 50.
You're going to walk around looking for chicks thinking, I want one that smells
For a
of dick.
one-night stand, though.
I want one who's been plowed.
Who's gonna give you a freakier night?
Yeah, Steiny,
I wouldn't want that.
I don't
G.
think
For
anyone
a one-night
thinks like that.
stand. Okay, 2 bodies. 2 bodies.
Yeah, fucking, you can give me a virgin for a one-night
Who the hell
stand.
goes
Yes,
for the
sir.
girl with the higher body
No, it's
count?
fresh puss.
Yeah, okay,
That's a
but
weird
but then there's a
take
lot
right
more.
there.
There's a lot more like bullshit behind the scenes that you guys probably aren't.
Has
thinking
anyone
about.
ever heard that?
I would never.
You don't understand the logic.
If a girl had 100 bodies or 200.
Okay, so if she has
I would never
one,
fuck her.
if she has one, and then another chick has 10, who would you rather
One.
smash?
One. All day.
Okay,
What's
well,
wrong with you,
you guys
bro?
just don't get freaky, I guess. Obviously, it's
Well, I
But
mean,
it's not about. I don't think it's
freaky.
about
I mean, if you want chicks who smell a dick, that's your thing. But that ain't my thing, and I don't think it's most men's thing. Men
That
are,
was a wild take.
Men
though.
are interested in men are interested in innocence. It's
Yeah.
innocence that men find appealing. This is what most
100%.
people don't understand.
Yeah.
Women don't even know what men find attractive. What actually amazes me is that women go through the world and they're so concerned with how they look, but they have no understanding on a basic level of what men find attractive in women. And I know that for a fact because every single time I sit with a chick and talk to her, especially for the first time or on a date or something, she's saying always completely the wrong thing. She's saying exactly which makes me less attracted to her. The fact she's still hot will get her through it.
What's the worst thing a woman can say on a first date?
The worst thing is it's just basic things they don't think about, right?
Like, what's the worst thing they could say on the first date?
I mean, there's a bunch of dumb shit they could say, but within a realistic frame, I don't know. But it's all bad. I'll tell you why. It's all bad. Women will sit there and do something they think is innocent. They'll talk about traveling. I've been to here and I've been to there and I loved when I saw this. My favorite place is this. When you sit with a dude on a first date and tell him how many places you've been, all he's thinking is you've been fucked.
Yeah.
You've been fucked by who? Who paid for that?
Yeah, who
paid
paid for that?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
nice hotel, bitch. Like it's bullshit. Like shut the fuck up. And on top of it, men want innocence, and the reason we find innocence attractive is because we want to be the female's portal to the world. Yeah. If I meet a woman,
You want to hear they've never been anywhere.
never. I will show you the world.
100%.
The first private jet you get on will be mine. You've ever been in a Lambo? No, you're getting my one first. I'm
Yes.
gonna show you brand new experiences. If I sit there with some bitch and she's like, I've been there, I've been that. I went to this party. My friend has a jet. I was in this Lambo. Da 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 da. And you're just like, shut the fuck up. There's nothing less attractive because we want to be their portal to the world. The reason women don't understand this is they sometimes think, especially if they're sitting with a G, like if they're sitting with a guy like me, they feel like they have to prove themselves by pretending they've been with other ballers, right? They don't want to sit there with a man like me and go, oh, I've never been into a restaurant like this. I wish they would say that. That's the most fucking attractive thing they could say to me. But instead they'll say, yeah, I've been here, and my friend, and I did this. And they're talking about this all the
Exactly, because like I said, think about it, bro. Women have never been conditioned on what it takes to know, or they've never been conditioned to know what it takes to be able to attract a man, because men are always throwing themselves at them. We're gonna watch a couple more minutes though.
They drop Dubai and then it's over.
They start
right?
dropping about fucking other shit that
That's
they did
when
with
you
their
walk
If they
out.
say Dubai, you got to get the check right away.
Yeah, it's just like, shut up. But they don't. So women don't even know what men find attractive because we're interested in innocence. So he's talking about body counts. It's not even just about the freaky, da-da. I'm interested, if I have an experience with a woman, whether it's sexual or non-sexual, I want to be her portal to the world. I want to be the person who shows her something for the first time. I don't want to fuck a bitch who's been fucked every way she can be fucked. Why do I want to, like, what, I have to invent something new now? Backflips? Like, I can do it. I can do it. Maybe he's doing backflips. I don't know. But to me, that's not appealing.
You're missing the point.
That
but yeah.
is true. That is true. I think girls do think it is symmetrical. That like
Oh, man,
guys and girls like the same things.
Girls, and you know what's worse about chicks on dates? I can talk about chicks on dates for a long time. I don't know if I'm allowed to smoke or not, but I don't really listen.
Who gives a fuck?
All right,
you're
cool. Good.
You guys want to
Shout out to Y'all Week
just
for
all
letting
do
us smoke in this hotel.
Yeah.
Here, pass them around, Kyle.
Thank you, Y'all Week, for getting us this smoking permit.
This is gonna be
So-
amazing.
Where they at?
I can talk about chicks on dates for a long time.
What
Because
was
they're
your
fucking,
the worst date you've ever been on?
they're
honestly.
fucking awful.
Well, can you give us a strategy then?
The worst date.
We need to
Like,
cut them and shit.
Got a cutter.
I got a cutter, it's just there.
Can you give us a strategy on how to have a
But
successful
first,
first
we
date?
Stein, you wanna cut
complain
them
about all the things women do. So first they talk about traveling, which they need to not do because men don't want to hear that. Another thing women do. You know what? Another thing men hate. This is for all the chicks watching this. You know another thing men hate. We hate those social bitches. You know what I'm saying? You meet a girl for the first time, right? First time.
Go on.
Here's a test when you meet a bitch for the first time. Say, what are you doing next week? Correct answer. Oh, nothing, just home. Attractive. That's what I want to hear. You ain't been nowhere. You don't go nowhere. Just home. What are you doing next week? Oh, well, my friend has an art exhibition, and then my girl knows this guy who's doing this thing, and we're going to this party, this is a launch for this new clothing line, and then on Wednesday, it's my friend's birthday, her name's Chloe, she's so funny, and we're gonna go here, and then this, that. She starts giving you this busy schedule. Hoe. Slut, shut up. Unattractive, don't wanna hear it, you're a hoe, you've been too many places, you're not home enough, you're not reading the Bible, uninterested. Busy bitches, social bitches, unattractive. Next thing that's unattractive that women do is when they fucking say
So you
hello.
think all social bitches are fucking though?
I'm not
What
saying
if
they're
they're
fucking.
what if they're out there just grinding?
It's about that men don't want that. I'm talking about pure just attraction. She could be an innocent angel doing all these things. The fact that still she's gonna sit there with me and start talking about all these places she goes, I don't wanna hear that. I wanna hear.
I hear you. And we're gonna end it off like this, at least in this video, and then we'll switch it to another video. I agree with the points. The thing about guys is that a lot of guys will mask their feelings when it comes to them dealing with women because the reality situation is that a lot of guys will not tell women the truth, right? Most guys don't want their women to be outside because if you're outside, it increases the likelihood of you getting into a physical situation with another man, which will show that you're being infidel. What is the word? You're being it's infidelity, but it shows that you're being, yeah, you get my point. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the next video, guys. Let's get into it.